Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Destiny 2. Before I go talk to Clovis, let me fix my audio, because I always forget to do this and then want to do it halfway through the cutscene. There we go. That's probably better. Alright, sweet. I say Clovis, I meant Rasputin. Hey Rasputin.
Your efforts to acquire the submine data have been proving effective. My reconstruction continues apace. This is not the first time the Hive have sought to steal my weaponry. I froze an entire brood on Mars to stop their last attempt. Despite their persistence, they have never once succeeded. In no small part thanks to the Vanguard. This time will prove no different. My diagnostics indicate that we nearly have enough data to complete the repair cycle. Once the warsats are under our control, I will lay waste to the Wrathborn. If they so desire to witness the power of a war mine, then I will gladly oblige.
Interesting. Pleased with the progress of his reconstruction, Rasputin reflects on the numerous times the Hive attempted to gain control of its weaponry. He thanks you and the Vanguard for repeatedly thwarting them. Rasputin informs you that his restoration is nearly complete. He urges you to collect more submine data so that he can show the Hive the full power of a warmine. Infiltrator gear unlocked. Victory is within our grasp. The most effective tactic at this juncture is the continuation of offensive efforts. Rasputin's eyes shine brightly as if with excitement. I've secured access to the last of Braytek's covert ops influence. They will further enhance your ability to infiltrate the facility across Sol and retrieve the submine data therein. Rasputin raises his head slightly, looking off into the distance. Clovis developed these tools for nefarious purposes, but in your hands, they will save humanity. Cool. So... I need that red border. Let's claim that and get the pattern progress. So, are we now just going to do our mission? Yes, just go to Seraph. Cool.
Okay, Saint isn't here to tackle me. Osiris, how lucid were you during your, abduction?
Savathun attempted to keep my consciousness suppressed, but I could still feel her digging through my mind. That feeling lingers.
Reminds me of dealing with Clovis. I hear his voice telling me who I should be.
Who we are is not so easily overwritten. Despite all his poisoned words, you are still you. Only now you wear his failed barbs like thorned armor.
And you hold Savathun's secrets like a poorly labeled key.
Yeah. I suppose that is a suitable, if clumsy, comparison.
Interesting.
We have no time for pleasantries, Osiris. I bring grim tidings. My Techians have been trying to make sense of Xivu Arath's tactics. Her armies are legion, yet she commits minimal forces to battle.
Minimal forces? Every Wrathborn we cut down is replaced by 2 more.
She could replace them tenfold, so why does she show restraint? Her worm feeds on warfare. The more violent the act, the greater the power she draws from it.
Much like Savathun's worm fed on guile and deceit. Do you mean to say that...
This is not a war. It is a ritual. Her death singers weave their magic and prepare for a grand sacrifice.
If so, our strategy remains unchanged. Retake the warsats and eradicate the Wrathborn.
Just as Xivu Arath desires. The warsats are immensely powerful. Their use would result in unparalleled destruction. She cares not which side is obliterated. Her worm will gorge itself on the carnage either way.
Interesting.
She would turn her armies into blood sacrifices. And the war sats would be the blade.
Overwhelming force has proven to be the only effective tactic against the Hive. Without it, I do not know what to do.
Then I suggest you think of something, and quickly.
I will apprise your vanguard of these findings.
Thanks, Mara. Probably not the position you used to, hey, not knowing what to do. Hey, Rasputin. Okay. Nothing new here, actually.
The Warsats are a means to an end. Xivu Arath will bask in the destruction they bring, and open the Ascendant Plane above Earth, as she did on Tora Bottle. It does not matter who pulls the trigger. We must cease our efforts to restore the War Mind.
No. We've worked too long and too hard to stop now. Rasputin is our best shot at winning this war.
That is precisely my concern. He is a weapon made to be wielded.
He is more than a weapon. He's our ally. And he will act in humanity's best interest.
Are you certain? He has kept secrets in the past. Acted without counsel or
Coming
consensus.
from Mara Sov.
So have you.
Exactly.
Rasputin's made mistakes. But he's learned from them. The same as the rest of us.
Then I propose we aim not for total victory, but a stalemate. Allow Rasputin to prevent Xivu Arath from claiming her prize, and refrain from using it himself.
It's settled then. We hold the line.
I mean, it's the obvious plan. It does have some issues, though. What's to stop Xivu Arath just throwing herself at Rasputin over and over and over? What do you... like, you have to kill him, right? Like... I mean, you don't have to obliterate them all at once, but if she spends her entire army at you all at once, what the hell are you gonna do, right? Interesting. Hey, buddy.
I am a machine of war, built for a singular purpose: to destroy any and all threats to humanity. Clovis and I disagreed on what constituted such threats, but not on the means to the end. On Mars, I developed the escalation protocol to combat the Hive. Ever-increasing application of force in the face of rising opposition. Was I playing into Xivu Arath's hands even then? Has she always accounted for my methodologies? What purpose do I serve if my actions place humanity in danger? Am I even capable of developing a solution without mass destruction? This is a calculation I have never had to make. It will take time to run the necessary combat simulations. Follow the directions of the Vanguard in the interim. I will contact you if and when I have determined our next objective.
Interesting. Rasputin reels under the resolution that using the Warsats he had planned will vastly empower Xivu Arath. He is unsure if he can develop a winning strategy without the use of force. Rasputin allows you to follow the Vanguard's instruction while he attempts to determine the next objective. I said allows? Asks. I don't know why I said allows. Give me the Umbrella Energy, please. Should you choose to accept it, part 2? I'll read through this, it's fine. The series of automated beeps emit from the dormant exo frame on a nearby screen. A small prompt appears. Remote download initiated. A data uplink notification flashes in Ghost Eye. It's a message. We meet again. We have another opportunity to recover one of the weapon components from a dead drop while House Salvation's attention is elsewhere. In the meantime, I've been doing some research on Harkay Heavy Industries and the Cryptarchs. Turns out the corporation was heavily invested in the Golden Age pursuit of xenoarchaeology, the concept that the Sol system had been visited by aliens and left evidence behind. Now, I've heard tell some xenoarchaeologists operating on Mars and Anna Bray had even been researching one, once upon a time. I don't know what this has to do with this weapon, but I'm going to keep looking. Meanwhile, you do your mission and recover the X schematics. Instructions to follow. Ben 092. Fenchurch. Should you choose to accept it, part 3. Cool. And now let's listen to Xiao.
Ikora was so bright, so full of promise. How she glowed. Like the light filled her. But it was her eyes that convinced me to take her as my apprentice.
What did you see in them?
Hunger. She was desperate to prove herself back then. I knew the feeling well.
And you know it again now.
When Ikora looks in my eyes, what do you think she sees?
Everything that she always has.
She pities me, Mara.
As you and I have pitied others. Those who hang on our every word. Your cultists, my people. Do not mistake Ikora's pity for disdain. If she pities you, it is out of love.
I have no love for the cult of Osiris.
No. Ask me what I see when I look into your eyes, Osiris.
I will not. But you'll tell me just the same.
I see a man who is afraid he'll never be able to live up to the expectations that other people have placed on him. A man so afraid to hurt or be hurt that he spent his very long, very accomplished life holding those same people at arm's length. This burden, this inheritance of guilt, it is Ikora's too.
I never wanted this for her.
As your mentors never wanted it for you.
That was a good one. Alright, I think that's everything. That was a good lore thing at the end there. It was like 2 leaders discussing, right? Well, would you look at that? Quests. This is... Yep, Rasputin will contact you once she's decided a new course of action. Interesting. Mara discovers that... sorry. I can talk. Mara's discovery has called for a change in strategy. You must now hold the line against the Wrathborn without bringing the power of the Warsats to bear against them. However, you can still not let Eramis to gain control of the Warsats either. Continue collecting submine data until Rasputin comes up with a new plan. Also, theoretically, if you keep adding more Warsats or more submines to Rasputin, he'll also get smarter, which will help him come up with more strategies, right? It's an interesting concept, but every time we get a submined up, it's increasing Rasputin's intelligence. Alright, sweet. Well, let's go in for this episode. I feel like a lot happened this week, but at the same time, none of it felt like a revelation, at least to me. Like, I know how the Hive's Hive's worms work. So I kind of just assumed that she was getting more powerful the more war she did. I mean, it seems obvious, right? It's like the one thing that the Hive gods have always had is the fact that their worms gain more powerful from their particular realm, their particular attribute, as it were. Because Wrath is the Hive god of war, therefore the more war that she witnesses and experiences, the more powerful her worm grows. Not even witness this experience. The more war she causes is probably more to the point. But, yeah. It's always going to be a dangerous enemy when that happens, right? Murdering her entire army does nothing but make her stronger. It's, yeah, hard enemy to fight. Hence why she's a god of war. Anyway, I'll see you next time, guys. Like, subscribe, all that kind of jazz.